sense of the master plan. Incredible, amazing. Will make you laugh and make you cry with no apparent reason why. It's a marvelous thing. Love is the eighth wonder. Eighth wonder of the world. Wonder of the world. Eighth wonder of the world. Love is the eighth wonder. Eighth wonder of the world. Wonder. I fell in love with you first. Na 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 na. I fell in love with you first. Oh, na 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 na. I fell in love with you first. Oh, na 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 na. I fell in love with you first. This may seem silly, but girl, I got one up on you. Up on you. You say that you think that you love me, but girl, it's too late, 'cause I know that I do love you. Oh. Oh, na 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 na. I fell in love with you first. Oh, na 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 na.
Welcome to Just.
Hey, welcome to Just Norwood, and I am Norwood Young. Thank you for joining us this evening for what I call one of the most special shows that I've done so far. I'm calling it before it even starts. But before I start, I want to say a couple things. This is our first show since our hiatus, and I am trying to get everyone to move over to YouTube so that we are not dependent on Facebook for our followers. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. The next thing that I have to do before I start talking about our first guest is put up a parental discretion is advised warning. So as you can see, my guest tonight is the legendary and iconic Jamaica De Toy. And people use that term, legendary and iconic, very, very loosely. But in Los Angeles, it's not a loose term. Jamaica is definitely one of the pillars of the LGBTQIA community and the Black Hollywood community as well. So what I'd like to do is, before we bring him on, is read his bio. Yeah, I'll get your cocktail. I'm going to show a commercial. Get your cocktail, fasten your seatbelts, because he's special. So here we go. Jamaica De Toy is a Los Angeles native. He studied at UC Berkeley and has successfully been employed by and participated in various aspects of the entertainment industry for the past 3 decades. Jamaica started as an administrative assistant to various high-powered CEOs at record labels, such as Capitol Records, Motown Records, and Arista. He later transitioned from the music industry to the film industry and began to work at numerous studios, including Fox, Universal, Disney, and Sony. During his employment at Sony in 1993, he met the prominent director and filmmaker John Singleton, who immediately took him under his wing and hired him as his executive assistant. His tutelage allowed Jamaica to learn and become more personally involved in the entertainment industry. Singleton featured him in a small cameo role in the movie Bad Boy, after which Jamaica then went on to star in Bad Boy 2 and other box office independent films. Currently, Jamaica is an executive booking agent for various A-list celebrities in Black Hollywood and is adored by the Black Hollywood community. Jamaica is an icon in the Black LGBT community and is known for his no-nonsense and brash sense of humor, for playing Wanda and serving up infectious laughter, shade, and reads. Most recently, Jamaica was featured and interviewed by T.S. Madison of the T.S. Madison Experience on WeTV on Fox Soul, where he gives a look into the amazing persona of Jamaica De Toy. Jamaica refuses to lose and just won a very hard fight with cancer. This defeat has given inspiration to thousands of people to be determined to be greater and live their best life. So be on the lookout for the new and exciting projects from Jamaica De Toy. They are on the way. Commercial, please. Norwood, and if you'd like to be reminded of when Just Norwood, Night School, or Spiritual Session Sundays with Debbie Cray is on live, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Norwood Young's Wonderful World, and then click notifications and then choose all. Whew, I know it's a lot, but that's what we got to do. See you then. Hey, so we are back. We are back. And now I would like to introduce to you the man of the hour, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Please welcome Jamaica De Toy.
Hey. Not ladies and gentlemen and everything in between. Non-conforming lesbians.
Listen, I ain't typing nothing, especially not today. So listen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out, despite my craziness in the scheduling and this, that, and the other.
I love you. I would do anything for you.
Thank you. And you know that. You know that well. So listen, let's just jump right into
it. And for you today, I'm going to be on my best behavior.
I'll believe that when I see it. But I appreciate the effort. I appreciate you even saying it. Because you know my mother.
Just let me know when it's time for my corny joke.
All right, so you know what? Let's start with your corny joke. Let's start with that.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Candace.
Candace who?
Can this pussy get any better?
People, I'm telling you, I Charlotte.
I'm here for the shit. You want viewers?
You are making my Ronnie. Ronnie says hi, Jamaica. You are making my bronchitis flare up already. Wait, let me have a sip. All right, wait a minute. Okay, hi, Harry Louise. Harry Louise says hi, Jamaica. I love you. Curtis said live from the front porch. Come on, Curtis. You know how we do.
Yeah.
All right. So Jamaica. All right. Negra Linda 805 says Jamaica has been making her rounds lately. Great to see her. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, baby.
So Jamaica.
Yeah.
Tell me what your this is gonna be another side of what people see or know, including me. Tell me what your goals and hopes and dreams and aspirations were growing up. So what was your relationship like with your parents? And then in spite of it or because of it, what were your goals and dreams growing up?
I come from an adoptive background.
Okay.
My mother wanted a boy. My father wanted a girl, and I satisfied them both.
Okay.
Um, I didn't have much aspirations. When you grow up as a gay child, you really don't know what gay is. It's not taught to you. You know that you feel different. I knew that I liked boys. Like, you don't know nothing about sex. I knew nothing about wanting to suck dick and nothing. Like, you know your first kiss. You know little boys that you like at 5 years old. And apparently that was okay in my household. Like, you know how parents talk, oh yeah, he gonna be a sissy. Yeah, he gonna be one when he grow up. They knew it. They never said it to me. I came from a house of love.
Mm.
When I got a certain age, there was no representation. Like I heard a interview with TS Madison, and TS Madison was saying the first time that she saw herself was at a drive-through at a Dairy Queen, where there was a trans worker there, and saw little bitty TS Madison there, and was like, girl, live your life. And she felt comfortable. Flame Monroe has a story about All in the Family. I remember that episode when Archie Bunker saved that drag queen's life, and he came
Yeah.
to her and he wanted to thank her, and he said, well, what do we call you guys? Thinking she was a prostitute. And she snatched off her wig and said, how about Mister? And that's
Right.
how Flame Monroe identified. I didn't have that. I just knew that I liked boys. And then one day I remember I came home, and my grandmother, who was proud of me because I liked school. I was a really great kid. I was very spoiled, but that's what they did. That's not no fault of mine, but I was very spoiled. And one day I had came home, and she was watching Dinah Shore or Mike
Mhm.
Douglas, those Phil Donahue type shows that came on at 3 o'clock before Oprah hit the scene. And she said, come here. She was real excited. And I'm waiting there. I said, yeah. And she paused the TV. That's when VCRs first came out. She had paused it, and she said, you see that punk right there? And I looked, and it was Liberace. And he had on all this shit. She said, you see them white folks clapping for him? You see how they really love him? That's what I want for you. It took me to
Wow.
30 years old to realize something passed through her to say, you have to show him that we love you, but the
Mm.
outside world could love you too if you conduct yourself accordingly. And then she pointed out, I remember him in order. It was Liberace, then with Richard Simmons, then Elton John, and then the
Little
first
Richard in there somewhere.
the first black person she showed me was Sylvester. He was on Joan Rivers.
Okay.
And then she got carried away. Everybody was gay that popped up on TV. And I was like, okay, bitch, I got it. I got it now. I got it. Yeah, she was telling me all these stories. And then I started getting confused because that's back when you're of a certain age, Norwood. You remember Adam Ant and Billy Idol,
Yeah.
heavy metal people, Twisted Sister, and Boy George was wearing makeup, and so was Alice Cooper. So I was kind of like, okay, so what are they? And then that's when she taught me about androgyny and being different. And Grace Jones was looking like a man, and I was asking, was she a lesbian? And you're telling me no. But
Now, this is your
I,
grandmother. We're talking about your grandmother.
this is my grandmother. She adopted
Oh,
me. She was
why?
my grandmother. My mother died in childbirth, having me.
Okay.
She was
Okay.
Mexican. That's where the
Okay.
hair comes. She
Okay.
was Hispanic. And as soon as they cut the cord, she had an aneurysm that busted.
Wow.
So she died within the hour after I was born. My father, single parent, alcoholic, couldn't read, couldn't write. So I was pawned off on all of his girlfriends. He would drop me off. And they were, now that I look back at my life, it was very, I get it. I get
Mhm.
that my father used, because everybody has seen their father naked at one time or another. I remember him getting out the shower, and I wasn't phased by the size of his dick. I was more or less wondering why I didn't have any hair down here. And I was like 8, and he told me. And as I got older, I realized, oh, I know what you were doing. Because all of those women's houses that I grew up in Norwood, had a common denominator. They were all somewhat unattractive, very giving, overweight, low self-esteem, and he played on that. He
Mm-hmm.
played on in order
Mm-hmm.
for me to have a roof over my head.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it was all love. He did the best he could. And then the woman who I call my grandmother was like, "This shit stops now. This boy's 7 years old and he ain't even in school."
Mm. She
So
was
she,
amazing.
and then back then, you didn't have to go through all that adoption shit because I wasn't in the system. It was a simple piece of paper from the county building called legal guardianship. Here, sign this so I can get this boy a doctor and I can enroll him in school and I can sign his paperwork. So it was just a piece of paper that you signed. And
Okay.
so then she legally adopted me when I turned 14.
Okay. Okay. So before we move forward, let me bring in Kat, my producer, to hang out with us because she asked me if she could be in on the show because she is so intrigued by you because as the people, some people know and don't, you're also a student periodically on Night School, our show Night School, where you totally disrupt the class and nothing gets done. But the producer loves you so much that she wanted to be a part of this. You know
Oh,
you know you disrupt. So hey Kat.
hi, Kat.
Hi guys.
I'm on my best behavior today.
Are you? Are you? Because I think we just got a pussy joke like right in the beginning.
In the very beginning, Candace, yeah,
Candace, which
yeah.
by the way I'm stealing. So thank you.
Kat, what do you have any questions for Jamaica before we go on?
Well, I mean, for me, the most important one that I'm pretty sure neither of you decided to bring up is how do you two know each other?
Um, for those who don't know Norwood, well, everybody knows Norwood who's on here. They know him. Norwood was somebody that I admired coming up. Like you heard his name, and at a certain point, I think I was like 16 years old. And again, you hear these names and you can't put a face with them. And I just knew that he knew everybody. Then when you get 18, 19, 20 years old and you can actively be in the club life, again, I kept hearing his name. And then one day, somebody took me to a party, and it was at Norwood's house. And I wasn't at this time, I'm already working in the industry, so I'm not starstruck. But I had saw this was the early 90s. I had saw Natalie Cole. No, I didn't. I never saw her at his house. I know they didn't know each other. Who I saw was Mickey Howard. I saw Shaka Khan at his house. I saw just Debbie Allen and Loretta Devine and just all these people. And I was like, oh, so I did never ask what he did. I was like, oh, so he's important. He's a he's a socialite. I don't know about his music or anything. I started digging the more I kept hearing his name. And then how we became friends was, and this is a really true story, and don't nobody really know this. I was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS in 1993 when there was no medicine. No medicine. And then they came out with some medicine. And I was very public with it. I was not going to carry that weight on my shoulder, and I wasn't going to do the struggle alone. So I was out with it. At this time, Norwood does not have my number. I have no reason to have his number. And Norwood was dating. I started my own popularity. Like I was silly. I was fun to be around. Everybody started knowing who Jamaica De Toy was. I was doing drag shows. I was standing up as a comedian, reading the shit out of the crowd. They were throwing dollars at me. So he was aware of who I was becoming and knew that I was open about my affection.
It was my assistant, my assistant Jordan.
Yeah, I had no insurance back then. And I was talking to somebody that I think Norwood either liked or dated, or it was a friend of mine. And he was at Norwood's house and we were on the phone. And I was telling him that I was considering taking this medicine, but I'm scared of it. It's called AZT. It's really expensive. It's like $1,300 a bottle. But it's making everybody have pretty hair and pretty skin, and they're getting toxic and they're dying. They're dying. And so Norwood snatches the phone and says, listen, that's your choice if you don't want to take that. But if you decide that you want it, I'll pay for it.
Wow.
I'll pay for it. And my mouth kind of like, are you serious? And I never took it. I never took it. I was able to find another pathway when after that was called AZT. When they got rid of AZT, they had better medications. But the flock of people that took AZT, every last single one of them died.
Wow.
And so that's when me and Norwood, we lost contact. We never been phone friends. You know, hey, what you doing? You know, let's go here. But he's always aware of my presence and what I'm doing, and I'm always aware of what he's doing.
Yeah, and to add to that is that, like he said, we weren't in the same social circles or whatever. He came to a party, and then I was always traveling all over the world or what have you. So, but we share some mutual friends who are actresses, Vivica Fox and what's the other one?
Vanessa Bell.
Kim Whitley,
So we became
Lisa Ray.
Yeah, we know the same people, but how the bond kind of came, I credit Kim Whitley and Vanessa Bell.
Okay.
Because when I went and did BET or drama at that time, back in the day before I gained all this damn weight, we would kind of sort of look alike. Norwood had long, beautiful hair. It was in a ponytail. We were both brown skinned. We were both tall.
With big foreheads.
Right. And everybody, nobody would ever ask me. They knew we didn't look alike, but when you see me, I'll remind you of Norwood.
Right.
So that really stuck with them.
Yeah. And they would ask me, "Do you know Jamaica?" I mean, yeah, I met Jamaica before, but yeah. All right. So let's go. Kat, did that answer your question, honey?
Yes, very, very well, actually.
All right. Good. All right. So let's go back to. So you said you were doing drag shows. Do we have any pictures of that, Kat?
I do.
By any chance?
I do.
Let's see.
Oh,
Sookie.
That's right. That's my quinceañera prom dress.
Now, do you remember this time? Do you remember this?
It was an AIDS benefit.
Okay. And this?
That was me channeling my inner LaToya Jackson. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Snatch though, like you look amazing.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Wow. So let's go back. So tell me about what the nightlife for you was like as a celebrity in LA back then. Were you just coming up in the community, or were you always Jamaica De Toy?
I was always Jamaica De Toy. No, let me take that back. My real name is Jamaica. When I started performing, I didn't have a name, and it just didn't sound entertaining to say, bring it to the stage, Jamaica. I sound like a stripper. And I had a transgender. Are we chocolate? Let me go get Candace.
Okay. Oh God.
So one of my closest friends, rest in peace, her name was Demonica. She said, well, you already got a girl name, a fish name. You need something with it. And she named me JaToi. And when she said it, I love the way it sounded. Jamaica JaToi. That should be your name.
Okay.
And I love hearing it. You know how in What's Love got wait a minute. You know how in What's Love got to do with it when Tina Turner is in the courtroom and she said he can have everything else. I want my name. I work too hard. That's how I worked too hard for the name.
Okay.
Nice.
Kat, what were you gonna say?
Did you I only know a little bit about drag like now, but obviously back then it might have been a little bit different. Back then, did you still have drag mothers and stuff like that? Was there somebody that pulled you in, or did you kind of
I never had a drag mother, and nor did I ever have any inkling to do drag. My first performance in any sort of drag was imitating Wanda from In Living Color. And when I tell you I look just like that bitch.
Can you give us a little Wanda right now? Please.
My wig is in the house.
Just go. We'll wait.
But when I do like this,
we'll wait.
But I look just like her.
No, so you do.
Me putting a veil over my face, dressed in the most ridiculous outfit, and I remove that veil and I have that face lip syncing a song. So they would throw money. I made so much money that it was, you got to come do this in Brooklyn. You got to come do this at Houston Gay Pride. You got to come. And I got really worn because at that time I was professional. I had went to school. I had came home. I was working. In 1985, minimum wage was $3.35. You know, wow. And raised to like $4 by the time the 90s rolled around. I was making like $17 an hour back then. And working a corporate job. So I couldn't afford to be taking off of work and flying to all these places. But I never had a drag mother, but I know I witnessed what the importance of that was, because drag mothers, usually if you're getting dressed next to me and they say, and you introduce yourself, you say, hi, I'm Kat, I'm from Arkansas, I'm performing here tonight. And I see you trying to struggle with some shit. And I say, come here. Let me use these bigger bobby pins, because this happens to me so your wig won't fall off. And I'm helping you get in your dress and get, no. This is the right glue for these lashes. These are really, really, because you'll be able to. So that's what drag, that's how it comes to in fruition, where you have a bond first. You don't just pick somebody that's beautiful and admire them and say, that's my drag mother. That's not how that's supposed to work, but they do it.
I have a question for you. Last week I was at an event, and I actually posted a picture of the guy. He was absolutely beautiful and androgynous, so you couldn't really tell. Really, no work, no nothing. Just 18 years old. Let's start there. Tie and this and the other. So he performed a couple numbers in drag and were just amazing. And I said to him after the fact, oh, and he was a trained ballet dancer, self-taught, just amazing. So we would start his number with ballet and then go into the Todrick Hall song, whatever that one is, the I don't slay, I stay, that song. So it was amazing, right? So afterwards, you know me, my business savvy. So I asked him if he ever wanted to consider RuPaul's Drag Race Thailand. And he said to me, no, because I'm not a drag queen. I said, are you? Yes, he says, but I'm gay, but I'm not a drag queen. So I'm trying to process this, because this is the first time I'm like, what do you mean? He says, no, I'm a gay male who does female impersonations. So my question to you is, were you a drag queen or a gay man who was a female impersonator?
I wasn't really in I can understand why he would say that, because some people don't like labels. You are what you are. I mean, you can't.
Well, he doesn't. What he's saying is he doesn't live his life as a drag queen. The only time he's in makeup is when he's on stage.
I'm fixing to try to clarify it the best I can. I can't speak for him. For me, I'm imitating a character named Wanda. That's portrayed as an ugly woman on In Living Color. Now, when I start doing the beautiful drag, I am impersonating a female.
Right.
But if you call me a drag queen, am I offended? No, because I do drag professionally. I don't know. I can't answer for him why he doesn't identify with being a drag queen. If you're getting up, not the ballet part, but if you're sitting there painted and I'm you're already beautiful, bitch, without the makeup, but you are painted. And I've watched you perform a song as a female impersonator. You just don't like that word drag queen.
All right. So in his defense, let me say two things. One, he was not painted. That's how ridiculous he was. That's number one. But the other side of it is he never said, what he said to me is, on RuPaul's Drag Race, these are men who live their lives as drag queens. So I guess in lifestyle, like go out every day and drag, blah 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 blah. That's what I was perceiving.
Then I
Because
can
he said,
understand that. If he's just a pretty boy and needs no makeup, but gets up there and does ballet and perform women's songs, I wouldn't have called him a drag queen either. But there's a way to correct somebody without jumping down their throat. I got damn near beat up the other day because a lesbian I have been knowing for years. As a rule, stud lesbians have always bonded their chest in some sort of way. If they're not bonding them, they're wearing sports bras. Some people do the ace bandages. Some people just wear big puffy jackets. So when I called him her, she wanted to, instead of making it a teachable moment and say, hey, Jamaica, you may not have known this, but I removed my tissue and you've been calling me Sean. I still go by that, but I identify as male now since you've been gone to Atlanta. This bitch wants to make a whole production. You can't start no war with me with water balloons. I was ready to light that ass up, bitch, and then tell that bitch to go chop down the tree.
well, all right, yeah, that's a whole nother situation. But regarding you, when I had this conversation with the guy that I'm talking about, it didn't make sense to me as much as it makes sense to me right now, coming from out of your mouth, because you didn't walk out of the house every day with your beating this, that, and the other, but you did your character and then you performed as a woman. So now it makes sense. And when I was having this conversation with Kat prior to about you, I remember, all right, like the All in the Family situation. Back in the day, I remember it wasn't even called drag queens. A lot of it was called female impersonation, but they were in drag.
I never heard that. When I was young, they were called transvestites.
That too.
I never heard the word drag queen coming up in, and I didn't. First time I went to a club, and it's rude and disrespectful to say it this way, but when you're young and 17, that's just the way you say it. You know that's a man, right? And I'm like, but her skin is so pretty, and she got these little bitty feet. It was Mahogany, Miss Mahogany.
Okay.
That was the first transgender woman I had ever met. And I ran home and told my grandmother. I was like, Grandma. And she first of all, she asked me, she said, how did you get in the club? You're 17. I said, we hung out in the parking lot. She said, how'd you get up there? I told her my cousin Erica took me. She said, now what happened? I said, I seen this transgender girl, and she had titties and everything. She was so pretty. And my grandmother was like, yeah, there's one named Sir Lady Java who I used to go see at It's the Right Track. It's a stripper club now, but back in the day, that bitch sounded like Aretha Franklin, and she would wear bikinis, and she had titties, and I think your uncle used to fuck her.
Oh Lord!
My grandmother. That's how my grandmother talked. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's shift gears here. Tell us about your stint with the record companies and the film companies and the film studios in your corporate days. And when you, and let me ask you this double question. When you were in the corporate world, were you still performing?
Yes.
Okay.
They used to come to my shows.
Oh?
Yeah. I guess some people can call it bragging, but I'm just gonna be honest. I am blessed to have that personality that lights up a room. And that's just what the fuck I do. I don't care if we in a business meeting. I'm gonna be the first one to say, is anybody else hot? Because I'm getting a yeast infection in here. Cut that damn heat off. Like that's just my mouth.
Right.
And look at Kat, poor Kat.
I don't know why I'm here. I feel like I'm just gonna ruin this interview, honestly.
No, you're not. But in the corporate world, I was really smart too.
Yes.
So I was smart. I was trustworthy. I'm dealing with $1 million contracts. I'm dealing with confidentiality shit that's getting sent over the fax machine. Who about to sue who? Who's about to get dropped from the label? I'm, booking conference rooms because you're about to have Tupac in here to tell Tupac that he can't be part of this project. He may tear the building up. Like, I was privy to all that information. So they knew early without signing the NDA. So
NDA is non-disclosure agreement for those who don't know.
Those who don't know should just jump now.
No, everybody doesn't know NDA, Jamaica. Oh my God, non-disclosure agreement, people.
I just found out that RSVP don't stand for Russell Simmons for vice president.
All right. So.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to keep my stuff together here as a professional right now. Ren is cracking up. Hey, Ren. Ren
You know,
says,
it's so
Ren says, do you remember the singer?
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
What?
something.
Hold
It's
on,
so
Ren.
funny. It's so funny that Ren said that. When I got through doing Wanda and I was doing my second benefit, thank you, Ren, for that memory. Um, DeMonica said, bitch, you ought to let me shave your mustache and you ought to let me paint you up like an old Russian whore. And you should shock the kids. And I'm like, what? She wanted me to be in full on drag, like the picture that she showed with the feathers.
Uh-huh.
Sir Marshall made that gown, made several gowns,
Oh,
all the benefits. And he went and I bought him my pumps and he covered the shoes with, and used a hot glue gun and glue beads and shit. Sir Marshall laid me out. He stayed not too far from me in Inglewood on Crenshaw and 111th. And I went to his house and get fitted for those gowns. So, it's so funny
wow.
you put that up there. Yes, I remember Sir Marshall. Rest in peace.
But Ren is also a Los Angeles legend. I should probably have him on here at some point.
Hey, Brian.
Ren Brown, he's the guy. All right, so listen. Tell me about what your relationship was with John Singleton and how that came to be. Because I know it was a beautiful relationship, a beautiful friendship.
Um, because of me being silly, it started off as a friendship.
How?
Um, just me. John wasn't a social person to go to people's parties and stuff like that. He
You
just
came to
wouldn't.
a mine.
Huh?
You came to a mine.
Oh
And his
yeah.
mom, that's how John got to, believe it or not, his mother came to one of my parties and said, I have to bring my son. I didn't know who she was, who her son was at the time.
Miss
Next time
Sheila.
the party, yes, sir. Mama was there and she brought John. Yep. Yep.
And
So tell me, how did that happen?
I think it happened because when John first came to me about needing an assistant, the way I handled that situation really, really impressed him. Because the last time I had saw him, it was at an NAACP awards luncheon. At this time, living single is good. So, Queen Latifah's there and Don Cheeto in his prime was there early on. Um, People from Hill Street Blues, we talk about early 90s. So people, and you celebrate each other, especially in NAACP awards. You're going to see
Of course, of course.
You're going to see all those kind of people. And I kept bumping into John. I would always have something funny to say to him. And one day he got my number from somewhere. I don't know where. And he called me and he said, hello. And I said, hello. He said, what you doing? I said, nothing. Who is this? He called me on my office phone because there were no cell phones. I said, I am working. Who is this? It's John. I said, John who? He said, John. I said, bitch, bye. And I hung up. He called right back. Look at cat face. And he called back. He said, Jamaica. I said, yeah. He said, where you at? This is John Singleton. And I went, oh, hey. I said, what you doing calling me? He said, where are you at right now? I said, I'm at work. You just called me. He said, oh, okay. Where at? Because I really don't know where I called. I just got your work number. I said, I'm on the Sony lot. He said, me too. He said, well, where are you? I said, near stage 23. He said, me too. He said, come have lunch with me. I said, for what? He said, just come have lunch with me. I want to holler at you about something. I said, okay. So I went, met him. We laughed for about 10, 15 minutes. So he says to me, listen, I need you. He said, I've done my homework. I know who you work for. I know where you've been. And I fuck with that. I can fuck with that. And he opened up the napkin and he said, I'm prepared to pay you this. And I opened it up. I closed the napkin back. And I said, I'll take this job under one condition. And he said, what's that? I said, I really love the people that I work with. I'm the bitch that woke up at 8 o'clock and couldn't wait to get to work. Cause I am the best bitch to work with as a coworker. I am so fun, and I said you can't let me leave my department hopeless. I built the infrastructure in this department that works smoothly. I'm dealing with the CEOs. I can't leave them in shambles. So if you give me a minute to hire and train some people appropriately, how long does this offer last? And he's like,
Right.
how are you talking? I said, at least 90 days. I can't do that. He said, you know what? I can respect that. And so I then exchanged to him my home number, and we talked, and it just happened.
Okay.
And he called me one day. I used to, when we were on the set, you know, you can have visitors on the set, and I had that kind of power. I'm his assistant. So if you want to come to the set, you just call me, and I'll tell you what we shoot. And he heard one of the gay boys call me auntie, and he thought that was so funny. And I was explaining to him how that works. You know, in the straight neighborhoods, you know, the gangbangers have, you know, little bow leg, big bow leg, tiny bow leg. You know, they have their little crip names. I said, well, in the gay lifestyle, I have gay children. And he was hollering at this time, what? And I said, I have a sister. Is it a real girl? No, it's not. And she has kids, and that's one of her kids. So he just thought that was so cute. So I cannot delete dead people out of my phone or off Facebook. I don't know what, I don't know if it's true, but when they pass on periodically, I just still go scroll their page. I cannot delete John's text messages. I can't.
Yeah, that's priceless though. Let's go to a quick commercial, and then I want to talk about Bad Boy when we come back.
And then I have a question for you.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Commercial cast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Betty's Pop-Up Shop for fun and fashion.
Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Hey everybody, it's your man Norwood, and I am so excited because this year I am celebrating 40 years in this crazy business of show. So please join me and follow me on TikTok as I take you down memory lane at crazy glimpses of 40 years in the entertainment business. Follow me on TikTok at Norwood Young. All right. Yes, I am celebrating all year 40 years in this crazy show business industry, and it has been
I want to. This is so off topic, but I just have to drop this little gem on this live right quick so you can read this person. So your assistant, remember I inboxed you and I said, who is Jordan Scott? And you said he used to be. He sends me this beautiful message when he sent the friend request about how iconic I am and how legend I am and all this other stuff. I accepted his request and thanked him humbly for that. And we exchanged a couple of inbox messages. And very nice guy, seemed to be. And still is. I'm not going to talk about him.
He's wonderful. He's wonderful.
And we exchanged numbers. So one day I called him, left a voicemail, called him like 3 different times. Voicemail. I said, okay, he's busy. It's not a big issue. I'm just calling to reach out. I'm not pressed. So I inboxed him. And you know what he said to me?
What?
I sit there and stare at the phone because I don't know what to say to an icon of legend. I mean, what do I say when I pick up the phone?
Oh, that's Jordan. That is Jordan. That is definitely Jordan.
I said, I don't understand. Why would you even give me your number if you felt like that? Like, I really want to, I wish I could pop up on him to read him to his face and how normal I am.
Well, let me tell you, and here's the deal with that. Because he was my assistant for over 15 years, He's met everybody from Angela Bassett to Diane Jerry Springer, because he handled all my parties and this, that, and the others. But there was definitely something about you and and all of who you are that wasn't intimidating, but gave him the willies. Like, what do I say? So, and the other side of it is very much like you. He has a great friendship with weed. So it depends on how high he was when he said this stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he might have been in paranoid mood. I don't know, but I'll ask him. I'll ask him for sure.
Yeah.
So
tell him I read him on this live video.
I will. I most certainly will. I'm surprised he's not watching. So let's talk about how your truly iconic cameo role in Bad Boy came to be. Let's watch it first.
You mean Baby Boy?
That's what I meant. Didn't I say that? No, Baby Boy. Yeah.
You said Bad Boy.
I know I did. Baby Boy.
Put this on bling bling.
How much?
I let it go for about $40.
$40.
Look, man, $35. That's the lowest I can go. You're killing me.
Okay, 35. Yeah. Ooh, thank you. Squeeze my tiny ass up in this. Upstage these bitches up in here. You like this girl? Cute.
If that is not Jamaica De Toy, I don't know what is. Pat, do we have any comments before we continue with this, please?
We have a lot.
For Jamaica.
We have a lot of
Do we?
comments.
All right, let's go through some real fast, and Jamaica's gonna do that. Oh God.
Hey,
Hi, Thais.
Jamaica, I hope you're writing a damn book. No, I've been
He
told
needs
I
to.
should.
He needs to.
I love it when Jamaica comes to school. Thank you, Henry Louise.
Hi.
Hey, Danny Marie. That's one of Thais's people, Danny Marie.
Okay. Nancy says she's loving the show. Thanks, Nancy.
Jamaica, it's so great to hear you speak so eloquently about your life. Really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Cass. Hey, Gail.
Hey,
Gail.
love you too, Ren.
Ren.
So here's what I want to do while we're running these. For the people who are watching, I was going to save this till later, but I am a staunch believer in giving people their flowers. You know, you hear that all the time. What I'd like to do, for a couple people to do that are watching, is tell us, and right here on the comments, what your most favorite memorable moment of Jamaica is, and or how he inspired you or made an impact in your life.
Well,
Give him some flowers.
That's a good Thais question.
Yeah, well, we're gonna Thais. That's a whole nother. I gotta have Thais on too.
Yeah, I always have a good time when he brings me on his live. Me and him, we cackle, and I'm proud of him.
Well, let me tell you, when I just happened to be scrolling, and you and Thais went down memory lane. When I tell you that I started getting dressed to go out, I took my clothes back off and sat on my bed because you guys had me. I almost peed on myself. But yeah. So what I'd like for anybody who knows of or has had interaction with you to tell us what their fond memory is with you, or how you impacted them in any kind of way. And even if you have to curse, because I'm sure he cursed at you, you can type it. So Jamaica.
Yeah.
How did the Bad Boy situation come to be? Did you have to audition? Did you not? Did John just say show up? Have to take it through.
This is no shade to anybody who's pushing the pavement with their 8x10 glossy headshots.
Oh, that's shady.
But never.
Shady.
But the doll has never had to audition. When people write shit, they be like, Jamaica can play this part. So I didn't have an agent, a manager, or none of that. I'm fat and I'm funny. What do you want from me?
So all right. So listen. So did John just call you up and say, listen, I got this part I want you to do?
No, we were at work and he came out. Had rap for the day, and he said, I want you to bring some clothes tomorrow, and dress like you work in a beauty salon and walk the fuck away. I'm like, how do he think hairdressers dress? And I don't go to a salon. I put water in my shit and go. So what do he think I'm supposed to dress? So I pulled the outfit out, put it in the car, went to work. I'm in one of the trailers on the laptop doing work. And the production office calls me and say, John wants you on set. So my car is parked. So, I got all the pull. I pulled one of the transpo vans, you know about that, and told them to take me to set. I go to set. He said, where's your clothes? I said, well, shit, you didn't tell me to bring them. He loved when I talk like that. So transpo takes me back to my car. I get the clothes. I put the clothes on, and he goes, perfect. So I'm still don't know what's going on. So I come in. They stand me at the booth where the girl's getting her hair done, and all he says to me is nothing. They put makeup and shit on me. They measuring me for light. You know the process. Norwood, the director of photography, is measuring me for light. They're putting powder shit on my face, and I'm standing there. Tyrese is over there doing his scene. And I'm just standing there acting like I'm combing through this girl hair. Me and her was having side conversation. Her name was Tiffany. And then all of a sudden, when they got through shooting that scene, John comes over to me and says, okay, listen, did you see what just happened over there? I was like, I was kind of listening. What happened? He said, okay, Tyrese is selling dresses. And I want one of the girls is going to ask him, how much is the dress? He is going to respond $40. And I want you to act like that's too much and talk him down to 35 and buy the dress, and walks away. I'm dumb. I'm not scared to be on camera, but I'm confused and don't want to look stupid. What just happened? Am I fixing to be in this movie? He didn't give me no warning. So the first time, it took about 14 takes because I'm talking too loud. I'm not realizing the boom is above my head. I'm stepping off the mark. I didn't even know I was standing on some tape. I'm fucking up and I gotta pee. I just started smoking weed. So it was a whole lot going on that day. And then because I'm great at improving, people started laughing in the middle of the take, which caused him to cut and start over. And every time I would start over, some new shit would come out of my mouth. So he had a lot of choices to choose from. Then after I got through doing it and corrected him the 13th time, this little short bastard walks over to me, John Singleton, and says, I want you to do it all over again, but at the end, do that pop with your mouth. Do that. That was it.
All right. So did you get paid? That's the important question.
Yeah. Yes. I still get checks.
Right. I was gonna ask you, still get checks. So let me ask you this. So what role did unfortunately I didn't see Baby Boy 2.
It wasn't a Baby Boy 2. After we did Baby Boy, the second film that he directed was Too Fast, Too Furious, which caused us to move to Miami for the duration of the shoot. While we were down there, Denzel was there doing Out of Time with Eva Mendes, who was also in our movie. So we're down there waiting for this bitch to finish. And at the same time, Will and Martin is doing Bad Boys 2. So you know how it is. We all black. We all kind of know each other, the hairdressers, the stylists. So when one set would rap, they would come visit. We would go fuck with Denzel. Denzel would come and fuck with us. We would go and fuck with Will while we were down there at the same time, because we had to wait. Because if you've been to South Beach before, South Beach ain't number 17 blocks. So Bad Boys 2 was a suspense high-speed chase. They tearing up the streets. We had to wait till all of that finished before we come speeding through the streets. And while I was there, I had already known Will. I had already known Charlie Mack, who was his security, his security. And I already knew Michael Bay from the Producers Guild and the Writers Guild and the Directors Guild, being in there with John. Not familiar with his work, but I knew who Michael Bay was. He was important. And he gave me the role in Bad Boys 2. And then while I was there,
That's why I got confused because I was saying I know Bad Boys. All right, good. Okay.
there, Monique, I had shared something very personal with her about how I felt underappreciated, not really by John, but just everything that I had accomplished. And I couldn't get a thank you from some people. That meant the world. Thank you goes so far with me. Thank you, and I'm sorry. And those are two phrases that people, they'll let their pride get in the way, and instead of just saying I'm sorry or thank you, because that's all you have to offer is thank you. It means the world to me.
Right.
And he said, well, I have, and don't tell nobody. I said, what? She said, I have beauty shop, but Queen Latifah is doing beauty shop.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to change the name, but it's the same premise.
Right.
And offer that role to you when you come back. So I ended up doing that movie.
Right. Wow. Okay. So let's move forward to Janessa says, Jamaica, what city and state are you from and what month were you born? Thank you.
I am from Los Angeles, California. I was born in Venice, California. And my birthday is September 6th. I'm a Virgo.
How come I didn't know that?
I'm only now because familiar with Jamaica De Toy on this interview. Love her dearly. Would love to see a show. Jamaica, are you doing live performances? Come to Central New Jersey anytime soon. I don't do any live performances anymore. I'm coming out to Philly, DC, with Flame Monroe to do her love lounge live. Me, her, and Hope Flood. So that's one time that's gonna be my first time on stage ever. I'm not terrified. I'm not scared because I'm a natural. But
that's not your first time on stage ever. You've been performing all your drag stuff. That's not
the audience of people that bought tickets.
It does not matter, Jamaica. Just do you. It does not matter. It does not matter. Wait a minute. So wait, I just lost my train of thought. That's after 50. Here's what I want to do. I want to show some of your famous posts. And when I was there's so many that I had to just I'm just gonna pick the first 5 I get to. So, oh God. All right. So Kat, let's go through the first one, please. Where you at, Kat? Please.
I'm gonna be serious.
Oh God. Kat. Yes, you are. Yes, Kat. You are. Look, so that's his most famous one. Because all his lives and his I'm high as fuck. Kat, show us the next one why he's high as fuck.
Oh.
With the grinder and everything right there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Look.
Oh my God. Norwood.
Wait. So listen, as I said earlier, Jamaica is sometimes a student on my show, Night School. And we're funny and we're diplomatic. And Jamaica talks about how he doesn't feel well that evening in class because the what's it called? The morning after pill has upset his stomach, the Plan B pill. And then he also said he had yeast disease. And I'm trying to maintain a certain amount of decorum, but this man is nuts. He's nuts.
My friend asked me the other day, you ever thought about being transgender? I said, bitch, I'm not gonna be in no doctor's office for a mammogram and a prostate check.
Flame can. Look.
Oh.
Do you remember these?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
do you remember these? Look. crack yourself up.
You want my favorite one?
What's your favorite? Oh. Cat, is that your favorite one?
I mean, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Hey, nephew. O'Shawn said I am.
Here's the deal. I could not really do an authentic Just Norwood show without showing every aspect of who you are. You are just nuts, and I absolutely love it. Oh God, Charlotte says she remembers that. Oh my God,
looking at me right now.
Oh my God,
was that your favorite one, Kat?
That was so far. I'm still waiting for the best of. Quite honestly,
No. Just go listen. Just go down his timeline. I could do a whole show. I could do an hour show on just this man's post. Nuts.
Debbie said I fell off the toilet laughing.
Oh God. All right, so let's show so those are his posts. I just want to show one brief moment of one of his infamous posts. You guys have to, how many friends are you up to, Jamaica? On Facebook?
Probably 2,000 or something.
Yeah, so you got 3,000 more to go, because listen, this is one of his lives. His lives are iconic, like for real. So he just go, like right now he's on the famous porch. That he remember 227 as the older lady used to hang out the window. This needs to be your set. Your front porch needs to be your set because some stuff is going down. So let's show a little bit of one of these lives.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. And together we are a mess. So we're all Jesus. Wait a minute, hold on. I want you to see that outfit. So I'm a little bit full. For those of you who don't know, this is Eric Barnes. He's a legend in the community, and he just got out of jail yesterday.
No, 2 days ago.
For white collar crime. And we're giving him this celebratory party. He's going back. He got to turn himself in next Saturday. But while he's here, bitch, we're drinking and we're smoking weed. So I'm going to introduce you to our panel.
Oh, shit.
That's Miss Polly. That's Miss Molly. Monica, I called her Molly. I'm high. Okay, and those are other people. Right. All right. So first, I come in and I judge. I judge that's what I do. I'm high. So the first thing I'm noticing is, hold on for a second. You see this shelf right here? You see this unlevel ass driveway, bitch? That should not be there. And what's on here? What makes sense? What makes sense? Would you pay for this? What is this? What is this? Oh my God. This comes from the Dollar Tree. What is this? And you bought a whole Jurassic Park full of these motherfuckers. I'm gonna put a couple in my purse though. Okay.
Oh God. Oh God. So it's a plethora every day of the Jamaica De Toy Chronicles. I'm trying to tell you, it's crazy. All right, let's switch gears.
Somebody tried to call me while I was on this live, and now I can barely hear you. I can hear you, but not good. What do I do?
Kat, can you tell?
We can go to commercial, Jamaica. If you just go out and come back in, it should be better.
Okay.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Let's go to commercial.
Let's do that.
Jamaica, go out and come back in. Okay, let's go to commercial.
All right.
Good.
Barnes Music City Soul Food, Nashville's premier soul food experience. Barbecue, fried or baked chicken, oxtails, turkey wings, meatloaf, chicken wings, pork or turkey chops, rotisserie chicken, fried fish, mac and cheese, greens and yams, an assortment of vegetables for the vegan in you, cakes and pies. Outdoor dining available. Barnes Music City Soul Food, Knowlesville Road and Old Hickory Boulevard. Call 615-429-7836 or barnesmusiccitysoulfood.com.
Hey, this is your man Norwood, and I have gone global. Please follow me on all my social media platforms. Now, if you'd like to see new and upcoming or previous shows of Just Norwood, Night School, or Spiritual Sessions Sundays with Debbie Cray, please subscribe to my YouTube page, Norwood Young's Wonderful World. And also, please follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Now, I'm really happy to be celebrating 40 years in show business. And if you'd like to catch a glimpse of those 40 years, please follow me on TikTok. I guarantee it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, okay. How's that, Jamaican?
Somebody tried. It was an intimate video thing, and it knocked it. I remember that video. I was so drunk, and I was at 14K House, and every time I'm at 14K House, I steal something because
you steal something from everybody.
I'm a thief. I told you. I admitted that in the classroom. I have a problem stealing. I have upgraded. It used to be lighters. Now, if you leave me in your car and you keep spare change in the middle and you get out the car and run into Starbucks, bitch, I am cleaning you out. And then I spread the quarters back out on top so you can blame your son or some shit. I gotta go. I'm trying to fill up my sparkless bottles. Yes, baby, I will steal your change. If you got 13 cents on top of your dryer and I go in your kitchen, it's going in my pocket.
Jamaica, I want to switch gears to a more serious situation because laughter is really, really good. But I want people to get the testimony of why you can laugh so loud now. And so you moved to Atlanta, and what I'm disclosing, you disclosed publicly before, so it's okay. And you had a tragedy that led into more tragedy that took us to a past year and a half or two maybe of craziness. Can you explain that? The cancer and the whole thing, how it came to be.
In 2018, I was brutally raped by two guys at gunpoint in my home. After the event took place, they never caught the people. So there was no charges to be filed. I suffered in that house where it happened. Not telling anybody, in therapy every Thursday. Every time I opened the door, I would just look at the spot where it happened. Like I was suffering internally, not eating, lying to people, come to this party, come here. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be in Sacramento, just lying for no reason. And just made the conscious decision to get the fuck up out of there and come back home to LA. And in doing that, because of that rape, it healed internally, but healed incorrectly. So apparently I had polyps that I could not see. And I wasn't interested in anal sex, no way, especially after that had happened to me. So nobody knew that they were back up in me. And they grew together and came out in what I thought was a hemorrhoid. A stubborn hemorrhoid that just wouldn't go down. The antibiotics wasn't doing nothing. So I was in pure pain. And when they did the biopsy, I found out I had anal cancer and had contracted HPV from the rape, which I didn't even know. I'm 54 years old with a degree. I never thought that men could get HPV. I've seen the commercials. I know what it stands for, the human papilloma, but it's not ever told in any clinic that I've ever been to for men that are having sex with men that, bitch, you can catch this. It was never told. And so all of 2020, Norwood and me. I didn't go through that by myself. The community came together. There was cash apps flying, $20, $50, $50. Order you something to eat. Here's and some of my doctor's appointment, Norwood was sending so I could get to appointments before I started chemo, my radiation. But I kept him posted on stuff. He kept in contact with me, asked me how was my day. He was very, very much on me. He knew I was doing what was right. You know, I was getting but he wouldn't let 2 or 3 days go by without inboxing me.
Yeah, well, and well, I don't want you to cuss me out on our live, but when's the last time you had a cigarette, Jamaica?
A C-section.
A cigarette.
It's been a minute.
Has it? Because so what people don't.
That's weed.
It is. Put it up to the camera really good. Let me see it real close.
Oops, I just dropped it. Get that from
the See? What they don't know is that our biggest fight is because Jamaica has been through hell, through hell and back. Show, and let's give Jamaica a reminder of from whence he's come. Okay. 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute, and here we go.
Oh God.
Hey, Henry, I'll be all right. I'm gonna do whatever they say. Thank you, Keisha. I miss you. I'm just sitting out here talking to you. I'm gonna get my room ready. We'll come sit with you. No, I don't think I can have visitors. I have no visitors. Hey, Norwood. I'm gonna go for 3 days. Look at a mess.
Show the next one, Kat. I want that cigarette on the ground, Jamaica De Toy.
Kat, you messed
His dog had already bitten Ellie. Now, you want to tell me what you
Give me a minute to gather my words. It's nothing bad. It's just an update on what's going on with me.
She said it was a whip. I thought it was Italian greyhound. Either way, the dog was 10 pounds dripping wet. And it did. It sounded like a squeaky toy. And it started to run. And all the dogs. So a small dog. It should not have been.
Hey, son.
So all the dogs
I love you.
chased him, and that's where she's referring
so,
to the incident of my daughter.
If you're watching this live, most of you guys know I was in the hospital Saturday. For 2 weeks, and I was out Saturday. They cleared up the pneumonia. They cleared up the infection. But when I woke up yesterday morning, I could not walk. So there go my vitals back there. If you can see them, the blood pressure is good. 128/95. It's a little high, but that's good. My pulse rate, that 94, is the oxygen coming through my blood. That's good. What's not good is my heart rate is 114. It should be between 60 and 100. 114.
What I find most amazing about that, is that Jamaica is giving us a medical, what do you call it? Tutorial, medical tutorial while he's in the bed. Now that rate is not good, but this one was going through my oxygen. Yeah, that's good. So
you know what I find amazing?
What?
That Kat could just go and find shit that I can't find on my own goddamn timeline. So I tell you what, I need you to find my great grandfather because I heard he has some motherfucking money. So get to it.
No, I find all that stuff because I wanted there to be I wanted there to be a timeline, and I wanted there to be an idea of who you are, what you've been through, and where you are now. So for me, if I'm in LA and I can just pick up the phone, or what would be get in a car and come see you, cuss you out, whatever, it's one thing. But it pained me to see you going through this all the way from here. You see what I'm saying? Huh? Oh yeah. Hey, Christopher Lane.
Hey, Christopher Lane. I love you too.
And it was wearing me out. But through and through, the most amazing and beautiful thing is, like you already said, is that now Jamaica has no problem telling you what he wants. So if he wanted some barbecue, he wants some barbecue. He's gonna put that online, and it's at his door in 40 minutes. If he even had people bringing him cigarettes, and those people I wanted to shoot. I wanted to just shoot.
No, but that's not true. Nobody bought cigarettes. Nobody bought cigarettes. I didn't even smoke during that time because I had oxygen tank in my nose. I was puffing on the vape pen.
Jamaica. Since you started getting well, nobody bought you no cigarettes? What would you do now?
My friends want
I'm gonna show you. The guy walks on the porch and says here, and you say thanks, babe. And it was a pack of cigarettes.
That was this.
Oh, hell to the no. Mm-mm.
Turn around and ask some statues behind you what this is.
Anyway,
I remember when I was young. I was a young adult, and Norwood was on the news, and I told my grandmother that I knew him. He was like, "Well, is he gay?" And I said, "Yeah, he's real popular in the community." He said, "Cause the white folks ain't gonna go for them dicks and shit all up on his property." What do we
do in the community? I wasn't tipping them though at all. All right, so let's go to this. Everybody always wanted to know what Jamaica looked like with his hair out. Look what I found.
You so messy. Miss Cat, you messy. Cat, you messy as hell. Cat, your name is Messy Cat. From now on, bitch, your name is Messy Cat. Messy ass cat.
It's not from now on, Jamaica. That's from high school. Don't worry.
Oh.
Yep.
Was I in the hospital?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And built up fluid. What is this? Built up fluid. Not in my lungs, not in my heart, but it is in my respiratory. I don't know what this is, you guys. I just put chapstick on it. It is an aggressive form of pneumonia. I am on heavy antibiotics, along with 22 medicines. Mucinex, baby aspirin, other medicines, antibiotics. They give me something that night to sleep. I'm feeling much better. I can't do too much. My oxygen.
Yeah.
Baby, when I tell you I cleaned that hospital out, bitch, I stole wipes and towels and Ensure and scissors and gauze and bitch, I cleaned them completely out.
Oh my God. Dwayne says he remembers that live. Yep. So listen, let's go to what's been happening the most recently. You have a relationship with Monique, as we've known for years. Right? You've been how long have you and Monique been friends, Jamaica?
She was in Baby Boy with me. That's when I first met her.
Okay.
On the set of Baby Boy. And we clicked instantly. We remained friends, and then you know how it goes. Because I'm sure you were a catalyst in there go my baby. You were a catalyst to some people who you were an outlet. Right. You know, and that goes for Lisa Ray and Kim Whitley and Monique and Anthony Anderson, and the list goes on to people that can tell me some shit. And this guy absolutely going nowhere. I'm not calling TMZ for shit. And Monique is one of those stand-up people.
Right. Now, I just recently saw, and I thought I gave it to Kat, a photograph of you and Anthony, and you were implying that you were working on something together, or what was that?
No, we're not working on nothing together. After I went through the cancer all of 2021, then COVID was here for 2020. COVID hit at the end of 2020 and took out all of 2021. So nobody was booking celebrities for appearances because everything was on Zoom. Universities weren't having graduations. So any income that I'm used to making, which is 10% of any honorarium, went out the window. So I had an event for the Black Expo in which they called me. They was like, bitch, who you got? So I sent them my Excel spreadsheet list of all of the people that I had direct connections with. Like I can call Fantasia, you know, I can call Anthony Anderson, I can call Steve Harvey. So out of the list, they was interested in Anthony, and so I called him. And sometimes, you know, the people can't meet what you're worth. You know, they have a budget that they have to abide by. So it was a huge favor. I consider that a friend who bows down and takes less than what they're worth because it's going to put 10% in my pocket.
Right.
And he did. And I'm forever grateful. And as a matter of fact, we're going back to Columbia, South Carolina, May 21st for another Black Expo. So I'm back to get, as Terry McMillan would say, getting back to my happy.
Or as Norwood Young would say, getting back to my me.
Right.
So let's run your most recent television live appearance with TS Madison. Let's show the intro to that first, Kat.
This week on Turfed Out with TS Madison, I'm going to be there tonight. Monique will be joining us with a candid conversation that will bring us to a full circle moment.
So that day when the technical difficulties started happening, it was so much going on behind you, baby. Walls was coming down.
We have my good girlfriend, Jamaica De Toy, here.
$40!
Later on in the show, my good Jew.
That makes me so happy. You have no idea.
And that came about, you know, I don't know what you would call it, but I'll tell you how that came into fruition. One day, James Wright Chanel, you know who he is? James Wright Chanel on FaceTime, and he never calls me on Facebook Messenger at all. We have each other's number, and he called me, and he said, "Hey, how are you?" And I said, "Fine." He said, "Somebody here wants to say hi to you." And he panned the camera over, and it was her. And at the same time, my mouth flew open and her mouth flies open. And we both said at the same time, "Bitch, I love you." And so she went on for 12 minutes about what I meant to her. And she always wanted to meet me. And I reciprocated that love to her. And she told me, she said, "I'm going to have you on my show. I don't know when, I'm going to work it out, but bitch, bear with me." And she said, "Take my number and call me if you're ever in Atlanta." So when I went to Atlanta, I forgot for what reason, I hooked up with her and we did dinner and we had a fabulous time. So about 2 months later, the first week in February, she said, "Bitch, I need you. I'll fly you here. I need to come to our show." So while I was on the phone with her, she was talking about she needed some more people for her season 2 if she get one. I said, "I don't know anyone in Atlanta that's famous like that I could call other than Usher and Monique." She was like, "Bitch, if Monique came through here." I said, "Well, bitch, it ain't nothing but a phone call. Let me call her and see if she'll do it." I called Monique on the phone. Within 5 minutes, I called TS Madison back. She said she fucks with you. And she was trying to do your show before when you and Kaya had your Supreme Court and some technical difficulties happening. And y'all never got to interview. She said, "But I rocks with TS Madison." I called her back and me and Monique went together. I thought it was more important not to have a kiki session with me and Monique than to go ahead and surrender and let Monique tell her story. And she sent over some tapes that she wanted TS Madison to hear for validity. And she didn't want her to give an opinion. about Lee Daniels, or she didn't want that. What she wanted T.S. Madison to do was acknowledge that she heard it. And that was the tapes of Tyler Perry, saying that she was going to apologize and how wrong he was, which that apology we're still waiting on. So that's why you see me and Monique there together. We didn't tape together.
I saw that you didn't tape together, but I knew from the photo of you guys together that you were in the same place.
Yes, and
so I was
now
trying to figure out how that came about.
In the air, she was on her live today, and they're trying to. It's a battle between if 50 Cent got the apology for Monique or if T.S. Madison got the apology for Monique. And I'm going, bitch, listen. It was a full circle moment for both of them. So whoever is the cat, why it got to be one person? Why couldn't it be all of us working collectively? I brought Monique to your show. You, in turn, were friends with Lee Daniels, and you shared with him what Monique told you and how genuine you thought Monique was. And now Lee Daniels has done your show, which airs tonight on Fox Soul. And now a beautiful thing has happened.
Why? Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Do you? I'm sorry for cutting you off. Do you think that appearance that you made happen had anything to do in any way with the Lee Daniels apology?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't nobody got to give me. Don't nobody got to give me my credit. I'll take my credit. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Kat, let's show some of that interview with T.S. Madison and Jamaica.
I'm back, child. Let's get back into this conversation.
Yes, sir. Come on, Jamaica, get in this thing. Jamaica! Oh, girl. Let me pull over, girl, honey, because it done got too dark out here, girl. Sister. People out there that are watching this program that have no idea who you are, I want to introduce you, but I want you to give them your introduction to the world. Like, how were you introduced to the world? $40. Yeah! Everybody out there that's watching, this is Jamaica De Toy. Baby Boy is an iconic film, girl, and it's just like I was introduced to you through that film, saying $40. I'm gonna squeeze my time, but it's cute, girl,
it's
cute.
So funny that at the time that we did that, it was very improv. It was very the day before. I used to be executive assistant to director John Singleton, and I'm always cracking jokes with him.
Yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. So, Kat, do we have any comments to my request with regards to Jamaica?
Thank you, Miss Linda.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Janesta. Oh, everybody is so nice. Love you, boo. I love you too, DP. Hell, I'll go through medicine cabinets. Oh, I said that. Janesta remembers me saying that. Legendary icons. I love you, Bubba. Oh, thank you, Christopher.
Love you, Christopher.
Christopher Lane is a crazy bitch.
He's another one. He's another one. He's another one.
Listen, Miss Linda, let's not act like you ain't never been in somebody's bathroom and took a peek in the medicine cabinet, girl. Yes, I have done that. I have. I don't go through everybody's medicine cabinet, but if I suspect some shit, I will peek in your medicine cabinet. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I've had a time or two where I've been
medicine cabinet.
Yeah, because you have to know if a person is on medication or not. You got to know how far you can go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, let me go check it out. So, is there anything else that we didn't tap on? Is there anything else you want to say, Jamaica, before we go?
No, I'm good.
I just want to say thank you so much. I just also, Kat, you go ahead first. I want to
Well,
wrap it up.
you asked everybody to comment, and I figured since I'm on here, I don't need to write a comment. I'll just say it.
Okay.
I haven't known Jamaica that long. I've never met him in person, quite honestly. But what I take away from Jamaica all the time is to just be unapologetically yourself. And I'm very happy and privileged to be around more people who do that because, I mean, as you guys know, and we're in a bigger industry in Hollywood, I've grown up in the entertainment industry in Thailand, and there's not many people who are unapologetically themselves. So that's my takeaway from Jamaica all the time.
Well,
so thank you. And you can get through anything because your stories are ridiculous. Like, you're a cat with 9 lives.
Like, for real. With cigarettes. With cigarettes. And weed every day. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just like, because he, all right, so Jamaica's big thing all the time when we would talk, because he would talk about he's scared. I'm scared. He is too honoring for anything to happen to him. I said, do you know? No.
I was trying to get Norwood to understand was I have that right. I have that right to be scared. I'm not giving up, but I have that right to be scared.
But I ain't saying nothing. I don't think that you need to be in a place of fear because all it does is make the condition worse. Is what I was trying to get you to see. If you put that energy of fear, you know, and when you're already ill, it makes it worse. It makes your blood pressure go up too, medically. It does. All right, well, we're almost done. Henry Louise, hold on. So, Kat, as the producer for Night School, and being that we are on this platform, don't you think that you should get some level of understanding as to when Jamaica can be a student and not? Because when I briefly asked, and he kind of let me know that his life was up and moving again, so he couldn't commit. So, do you think that you could possibly, get some type of idea of when we could be blessed with him in the classroom?
Verbal agreement.
Kat, how long is this interview? Because my IUD is in backwards, and I need to go change it.
I mean, I feel you on that one. I can't.
So, Jamaica, I really want you to come and hang out with us on Night School whenever you can.
All you got to do, sweetheart, listen, honestly, just hit me in advance and say, are you available any day this week?
Okay.
I'll let you. I can't be a regular, but if I'm not doing shit, I'll get a glass of sangria and entertain you.
Okay, good. You made my day. All right.
Prince.
Janesta's asking, can we go back to that comment?
She said, my favorite Michael Jackson or Prince. Prince.
So let me say this. I am overwhelmingly happy and overjoyed because we weren't up in each other's lives so much, but we are in each other's lives. Meaning, from how you knew me or how I got to know you was based on a place of authenticity,
Right.
and love and not knowing each other. So that has always been the basis of our relationship. So all the ha and the kiki and the blah blah, that's all bells and whistles. So I see the stuff that you've gone through. I've seen your journey. I've watched it. I've been very, very proud from the old drama days to the resurgence. Like my shameless plug, getting back to my meat. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Everybody does not get a chance to have a do-over. Everyone does not have the opportunity for God to say, listen, I'm going to put the red flag up, and when I bring you back, I want you to live your absolute best life. So you always lived unapologetically, but what I do know is that there is nothing you can't do. So what I see, which you may not want to do, I definitely see you on stage doing stand-up. I definitely see a book. I just and not only because of the talent you have, but because of the gifts that you can give to so many of us who might need that, who might say, well, shit.
Well, I'll talk to you about that off screen. Some opportunities that have been thrown at me, and I have not turned them down. But But what I want you to do in closing, because it's getting dark out here now, and I don't have no light.
Right.
I need you to call Jordan Scott for me and tell him he hurt my feelings.
I will. But just understand, God has a purpose. God has a plan. I love you, Jamaica De Toy. Thank you for hanging out. Everybody else, thanks for hanging out with us. And we will see you at night school on Friday. Bye, Jamaica. Love you.
Your day is designed to perfection, and anything that goes against that perfection is a trap. Don't fall for it. I fell in love with you first. I fell in love with you first. I fell in love with you first. I fell in love with you first.
Pieces of a Dream and Norwood.
We've been friends for a long time. He's crazy.
Just Norwood. You say that you think that you love me, but girl, it's too late, 'cause I know that I do love you. Oh.
Hey, it's me, Norwood, and I am celebrating 40 years in show business. So I have decided to go global. So join me for my daily thoughts and memories on Facebook and Instagram. And you can find all my shows, Just Norwood, Spiritual Sessions, Sundays with Debbie Cray, and Night School, by subscribing to my YouTube page, Norwood Young's Wonderful World. And then last but not least, I will be going down memory lane for the next year on TikTok, showing you a glimpse of daily craziness and the insanity that has gone on over the past 40 years. Thank you.